Hi, this is Ruth Teresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm answering a Dear Ruth Teresa question. That's right, today I'm answering a Dear Ruth Teresa question. So I have posted a couple of videos about Jupiter and Aries, but there's always kind of really abundant energy around us. It just depends on, are we ready to kind of catch a hold of it or not? So that's kind of one of the interesting parts is, someone asked me, kind of the Ruth Teresa question is, what stones can I use to kind of really amplify my own abundance? And there are tons of stones. Abundance is often associated with wealth, but it doesn't always have to be. Abundance can be anything that you have that you are willing to gift away. And it can come in many, many forms. I think sometimes it could be an abundance of good feelings. That's really powerful. Abundance of feeling happy or being fulfilled in your relationships. That one took me a while to learn that one. Being happy with what's going on or embracing like new ideas or new opportunities. And that's a really great one to kind of really think about. Chances are you really want to amplify something in your life. If you're asking this question, I was like, you're really wanting to amplify something in your life. And it's not bad. It's not in any way, shape, or form. But I will tell you, there are some crystals that are really worth meditating with. So I will tell you that citrine is probably one of the easiest to do, and it's really an excellent crystal for manifesting like new ideas, new business endeavors, kind of like that new, like kind of like birthing something new. Even if you're a man, like birthing something new, kind of like, what are you ready to birth? What are you ready to kind of put into like like into real life? Kind of, what are you ready to kind of like really stamp that DNA with? Like, what is that energy? One of the next one is just plain quartz crystals. I love plain quartz crystals. I've kind of always been kind of like addicted to that one. I love its energy. I love its insight. And it's kind of a good generic all around good crystal. There's not anything that you're ever going to find. Now, I will say the more clear it is, some of them have like a haze or kind of like are not really as clear. I think the clearer the quartz crystal is, the more likely you are to kind of bring in that abundance into it. Kind of my next one is kind of like pyrite. And pyrite is really, it's basically called fool's gold. Pyrite is another excellent one for kind of attracting wealth and opportunities and kind of bringing money to you. Kind of like, I want to bring money into this area. So that's kind of like, let's bring it in. Let's drag that all into us. Pyrite is, like I said, is called fool's gold. You'll find it in stones. I very rarely find it in a necklace or a bracelet or something like that. Usually it's in a nugget or stone because it's not really worth a lot. It's not very expensive stone most of the time, but it's one of those, it's really important to kind of really amplify that energy of it, because it's going to attract it. Because I guarantee you, people are drawn to it. They really do believe that it's real gold. That's why it's called fool's gold. But it's going to bring in a lot of opportunities and a lot of movement, because usually what people do is they like find like one little nugget and they're like, oh my gosh, there's gold here. And they bring it all in because it's everywhere. And then they move it somewhere else, and that's why it attracts movement. But it's really not gold, and it's really not worth a whole lot. So kind of the other one. The next stone I would say is probably like a rose quartz. Rose quartz is just kind of like a quartz crystal that has like a pink hue to it. And this is really great for manifesting things like love, relationships, harmony in relationships, bringing relationships in. And it can be a very gentle, kind of soft energy. Some of them have really a lot of energy and play with them, and then other ones don't. So you have to really find the one that's best for you. I think that's kind of the interesting, like, find a really good one. But like I said, you can find it, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, rings, all that kind of stuff. So you want to wear it around you. You want to have that stone around it. And if you can't find it in, like I said, probably like with the pyrite, you can get a nugget of it and just carry it in your pocket or carry it in your purse, however that suits you in that area. Next, let's go to aventurine is probably my next biggest one. And I will tell you that aventurine is all about like the confident side of things, manifesting like new opportunities, and especially like where you're at. And it kind of like opens that adventure side of you, kind of like, oh, I just feel led to go down this direction. And then you kind of have a lot of things kind of just plop in your lap. So it's like, wow, this is not what I expected. That is a really good one to do. Let's see. Angelite is another one. I don't own any Angelite. I wish it did. It's kind of believing in your own psychic abilities. And if you believe in your own psychic abilities, this one is a great one to kind of draw in more opportunities for you to use your abilities, kind of like your inner wisdom, like, what do I feel about this? Or what do I feel like I need to do or not do in this area? This can also help you release a lot of baggage, realizing that it's not necessary. And it's kind of one of those like, oh, I've been holding on to this for so long and I really don't need it, and kind of like letting that go. Like, okay, now we're ready to let that go. That is a really good one for most people. Carnelian is absolutely one of my favorites. It's got a really pretty hue to it. I love carnelian, and it really does have like that fire essence to it. It kind of looks like a fire stone if you look at it, because it's got yellows and oranges and a little bit of red in there, but it's really going to fire up your desire to get out there and get things done. So it's going to kind of that fire stone of just like, get out there and get it done and get motivated in what's going on. So it's really a great one for that. Probably my next stone would be moonstone or rainbow moonstone, and this is really about amplifying your intuition. That's really what the moon does. It amplifies our own intuition. So of course the stone moonstone would do that as well, kind of bringing in positive ways to amp up your energy, manifesting different positions of where you're at, kind of encouraging you to make the changes that you require changing, kind of like the changes that you really, really know you should be changing, but you really haven't been doing that. That's kind of one of those. Probably, okay, so a few more of my favorite stones for amplifying like abundance or attracting abundance to you. I will say probably my next one is Tiger's Eye. I just like the look of it, but it also kind of gives you that courage, that tiger's energy to kind of keep going forward, but it also can amplify a lot of good luck. Make sure you cleanse it really, really well before you put it in your luck corner kind of thing. The next one is Black Obsidian, and this one is kind of considered the psychic cleanser. This one is a really great stone. I love this stone. Now, as it kind of cleanses off things, it will literally start falling apart, especially if you have a raw piece. It will literally start falling apart, and it just means like I'm finished with this part, like it's not working anymore, it's like ready to go. But it's kind of like giving you that energy of like cleansing negative energy off, or kind of things that are keeping you aside. Because a lot of times, like when you're ready to go for your abundance, like people that you thought would be like rooting you in your corner are usually somewhat jealous. And so maybe at the beginning it's more obvious, but it's one of those like letting that go and making sure that their energy is not affecting yours. Kind of my next one is green jade. This has been known in China for many, many years. It is a lucky stone. Make sure you cleanse this off really well, and as much as you use it. I see a lot of bracelets made out of this, which is really nice. But I would say this is kind of like the cool part about it is make sure that it's amplifying and cleansed off several times a week. So it's kind of bringing it more that's luck, and it's kind of like just being in that right place at the right time to do the right thing. My next one is labradorite, and labradorite is considered the psychic stone. And I will tell you, this is one of those stones that is just absolutely gorgeous. And labradorite can help kind of like amplify your own psychic abilities so that you're trusting your psychic abilities and kind of like, do I trust what this person is telling me? He's telling me I could buy it for this price. Is he really trustworthy? Or he's saying I could do this? Is he really telling me the truth? So kind of feeling that energy, and that kind of just opens you up to your intuition, your luck, your abundance, and kind of bringing all of that in for you so that you can really open up to more and more energy. So that's kind of one of those really cool ones. So let's do a few more angel cards, or doing some angel cards and getting a little bit more insight into how to attract abundance in my life. This one is nature. These are talking about the stones. There are stones that are literally love to bring in attraction. They love to amp up your energy. They love to bring in abundance to you. Keep them cleansed, keep them moving, and keep them around you as well. Either, like I said, necklaces, bracelets, chains in your pocket, whatever it is, make sure that they're around you. If they're not around you, they're not going to help you if you stay at home and you're gone to work. Yeah. Forgiveness. If things don't work out your way, a lot of times, like, people are like, oh my gosh, that means I'm not supposed to do it. Don't get into that mindset. Know that, making mistakes is part of what you're doing, and making sure that you're open to making mistakes and allowing that to kind of change what you're doing, or change how you're modifying, or change what you're learning. Because if you're never learning, you're never getting any better. Next, divine guidance. Your angels and guides are always on your side, always amping up your energy, always pushing you to be the best you can be. And that's really what they want. And I think that's what a lot of these stones kind of bring in, that energy as well. This one is friendships. I consider my angels and guides really my friends. I talk to them all the time. They're really great. They kind of give me that insight and that kind of like that heads up about what's about to come up. And I think one of the best parts about them is we all deserve to have a great life. It's not just like a few people get to have a great life. You can have a great life even if you don't have a lot of abundance in it. You can open up more and more abundance, not only to yourself, but to other people around you, your family members, your friends. And it kind of draws in more energy, and really kind of brings in a lot of opening up to what you deserve, kind of opening up to what's coming in next. Because a lot of times people get very fearful if things don't go 100% their way, and I'm like, I don't ever expect it to go 100% my way, and I expect to learn how to fix, adjust, and modify, and keep going forward. That's kind of one of those, interesting, keep going forward. That is always a great one. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.